Well, hello everyone. Because I'm a very nice guy, I'm going to do a sample of one of your homework problems. Notice that for the homework, you do have unlimited attempts up until the due date. Now, once the due date has expired, you can still do the homework, but there is a 25% reduction in your score if you do the homework after the due date. So get your homework done on time, and you can redo it as many times as necessary to maximize the points. Okay? So I'm going to go to one other problem. This is a matching problem. This one you can do on your own. I'm going to go to one that deals more with some calculation. This is problem number 2 of your chapter 1 homework, and you will have the same type of problem with different numbers. But this video can be used as a resource to see how to do one of the more challenging homework problems. Okay, so they give us the beginning balances for the Beta Corporation for year 2, your cash, land, notes payable, etc. Always make sure the account equation is in balance, meaning that your assets are equal to your liabilities plus your stockholders' equity. We're going to record these 7 transactions onto the accounting equation. So you ready? Let's go. First transaction, purchase land for 7,500 in cash. So you want to ask yourself which accounts are going to be impacted by each of these business transactions. Did the accounts increase or decrease? What is the account classification? Meaning, does an account fall upon the asset category, liabilities, or stockholders' equity? So we purchased land for 7,500 in cash. So here the accounts involved will be cash and land, which are both asset accounts. Your land account increased by 7,500, but your cash account is going to decrease by 7,500. So you're exchanging one asset land for another asset cash in that first transaction. Now make sure that your accounting equation is in balance as well. This should show me my totals. It's only showing me totals for the asset accounts right now, but we can do a check my work to make sure we are in balance. Number 2, acquired 30,000 cash from the issuance of common stock. So once again, you're asking yourself which accounts are involved in that transaction. Now it's going to be cash and common stock. So my cash account is going to increase by 30,000. And that's only 3. Make sure you get the numbers in right. So cash increased by 30,000. And my common stock account will also increase by 30,000. Now, if you want, we can stop here just to check our work. So I'm going to go ahead and click where it says check my work. So let's see if those first 2 transactions are correct. And when you check your work, it does show each account's in imbalance. So I'm going to return to the question to continue with these transactions. Question number 3, receive 69,000 cash for providing services to customers. So again, you're analyzing to identify which accounts are going to be involved in that transaction. My cash account increased by $69,000. Okay. And my retained earnings increased by $69,000. Now, when you use retained earnings, it asks you to identify what would be the account type for retained earning. And that account type is going to be revenue for question number 3. All right. Number 4, excuse me, paid cash for operating expenses of 41,500. So my cash account would decrease by 41,500. The operating expenses or retained earnings would decrease by 41,500. and the account involved for retained earnings would be my operating expenses. Okay. Number 5, borrow 15,000 cash from the bank. So my cash account is going to increase by $15,000. And because you borrow money, your notes payable account, a liability, is going to increase by $15,000. Once again, if you need to, double check the math and make sure that your account equation is still in balance. Few more. Number 6, paid $7,500 cash dividend to the stockholders. So my cash account decreased by $7,500. Retained earnings decreased by $7,500 and indicate the account involved, which would be dividends. Had to sneeze. Thank you. Bless you. All right. Bless me. All right. And last one, number 7, determine that the market value of the land purchased in event 1 is now 40,000. So the land we purchased for number 1, we paid for $7,500. Now we're saying that the market value is going to be 40,000. Remember, with the historical cost principle, we do not make an adjustment because of a change in market value. So I don't know if we got to put it NA or not, but there's no transaction for number 7. So let's just click on check my work to see how we did and if we need to do anything different for that. And let's see. It looked like we're okay. It said the answer's not complete because we haven't done B and C yet. But it looked like we did get everything correct for number 2. All right. So let's take a look at requirement B and C. B says determine total assets, liability, and stockholders' equity, and present the information in the form of the account equation. So let's click on requirement B and C. So let's say after December 31st, determine the total amount of assets, liabilities, stockholders' equity, and present this in. Okay. So can I type in here? Is it because, let's see, requirement A needs to be completed? Let's see if I need to uh, put the NA or something in there for that part. Let's see, any entering decreases to account balance with a minus sign. Leave cells blank and no input is needed. So that should be blank. Okay. So really that should be done. So I'm going to B and C. And I'm not really sure why it doesn't seem to be allowing me to type anything here in B. So as of December 31st, year 2, determine the total amount of assets, liabilities. So the total amounts are going to be here. So we see we got total assets. You're going to add the 72,500 plus 32,500. So you got 105,000 in assets, 27,500 in liabilities, and 77,500 in stockholders' equity. But I'm not understanding why it's not allowing me to type in any information. Well, that part I'll have to figure out why I can't type in this second section. So hopefully you won't have that same problem. But again, the totals, you're going to take the total of your 2 asset accounts, the total for your liability account, and then stockholders' equity, common stock plus retained earnings. And then for part C, it asks what is the amount of total assets, liabilities, and equity for January 1st, year three. So B and C going to be the same because the ending balance from year two will become your beginning balances for year three. So once again, I don't know why. It might just be some type of error. I'm still in student version. It will not allow me to put these numbers in. But again, your year two ending balances will be the same as your year three beginning balances. All right. So I hope that helps you out with at least one of these problems. Let me see if I can go to another problem. I'm not really trying to do this. I'm just trying to see if it'll let me do some. List each account title under the element of the account equation to which it belongs. Oh, so those are one. Let me just see if I can do something here. Yeah, it does allow me to do something here. I'm not sure what's going on with that other problem. But okay, so I'm going to stop here. But again, if you have any questions on your chapter one homework or chapter one material, definitely feel free to reach out to me. Okay? Bye bye.